Hi everyone!
We're back for our last vlog.
Yes,
My
last
pigtails in my
vlog,
hair.
we look,
Yeah, I'm pigtailing it today, and I'm going like that all day.
and I'm wet here in it with a bun.
We are going to answer, I was going to say ask.
Ask you all to listen.
Yeah, we got the rest of our questions that we're going, and I wrote down some other ones that were on a video.
Okay.
Many people have asked what her channel is, and I will put a link in the cleavage. Although,
I'm going to try. I am. See, I have this problem. I start making videos and then I think they're the same mundane thing.
and I told her she has so many, that's one of the stories from Pam Carboloca asked about, because she's met quite a few musicians.
In the 90s.
In the 90s. And she was one of those who would hide in bushes.
I would.
And she has many stories, really good stories of some of those concerts she's went to that I told her, I said, tell one of the stories. Make a list of all the concerts you went and good stories, and then if you don't know what to talk about, pick one and cross it off. So
I'm going to try. I give you my word.
she's got a lot of good concert stories, people.
Yes.
So I'll put her link down there, don't let me forget.
Okay.
And then Kimberly Tramper asked us, what is our favorite season and least favorite season of, I think my favorite's fall.
I think mine, I have to say, spring and fall are equal for me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because it's the perfect weather. And I mean, that's what I like about that. I think the one I hate the most is winter. Because I hurt the most.
Yeah, I'm agreeing on that because
I like to see snow one time.
it's very painful. And I don't mind the really hot summers because I can stay in and be in the air conditioning.
Yep, me too.
And the hot weather outside doesn't make me hurt as bad
Right.
as the cold winter. Last winter was horrible.
Yeah.
What is next? What do we like to do when we're together? Are we going to have any more YouTube gatherings? And what some of our... Well, I'll put that one with another one. Movies. This is from Carrie Y. We mainly just hang out.
Yeah, we just hang out. We go do things. We shop sometimes. We go to Larry's, the boyfriends.
We were there last night all evening.
Yeah, we were there all evening. It was fun.
The guys got a little drunk.
Humper and the boyfriend got a little drunk.
They were doing shots of whiskey and moonshine.
Yeah. Oh, Humper kept me awake all night by keeping that TV on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the remote.
Which apparently his chair had eaten it.
Oh.
And the TV kept waking me up, and I thought she had it on. So
No,
6 o'clock it woke me up, and I'm like, Dad, what?
She hated me at that point, and it wasn't even my fault.
Oh, I know. Like, Dad, turn down the TV. I'm in my bed. I'm like, oh, I'll shut my door.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I couldn't find the remote.
YouTube gathering. I know they're having one for South Tube this year down in Pigeon Forge.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be in the cards this year for me. But I know they're having one. And I hope to have some people over here in the fall, maybe for a cookout.
That would be great.
Gail already said she'd be in. Jason already said he'd be in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Next. Leslie, what is your goals for this year?
To make it through the day.
Little goals. Sure.
I want to lose more weight. I'd like to lose quite a bit more weight before the end of the year.
You probably want a car.
Yeah, I want a car. Anybody out there have a car they don't want? No, I need to save up for a car or figure out how I'm going to get a car, but that's another goal.
Mine's just to survive.
Survive is a good thing.
And she also asked if we had the power like of I Dream of Jeannie and we could twitch our nose and go to one place in the world, where would we go? That is a hard question for me.
That is a hard question.
I do not know where I would go. Maybe back to Walt Disney World.
I would like to go there. I would
I'm going to say
that.
Walt Disney World. Because I would like to go back. Flip. Susie G wants to know, what was our first car? What was your first car?
My first car was a Thunderbird.
Oh.
87 Thunderbird?
I don't know what year mine was, but I had a Chevy Citation. Maroon hatchback.
Mine was maroon.
Yours was maroon too?
Yes.
Oh, both of our first cars were maroon. How ironic is that?
That's weird.
I know. I already asked the question about you meeting musicians from Pam and Lizzie's channel. We already went over that. Mando N, who is a new subscriber. Hi. They want to know what is one of our favorite movies from the 80s.
The Breakfast Club.
I thought you would say the one of them I was going to say, which is The Princess Bride.
Oh, The Princess Bride too. I have so many.
Yeah, I like The Breakfast
That was the
Club.
first one that came
16 Candles.
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
You know, all of those.
The Dark
There's
Crystal.
So many good ones, yeah.
I love the Star Wars movies. I know some of those were in the 80s because I think they started in the 70s and went into the 80s. So many good movies back in the 80s.
So many. I think Dirty Dancing was in the 80s.
Probably.
Yeah, 87, I think. That's another one.
That's another
and
good
Grease.
one. Grease, yeah.
See, there's just many.
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 And Lonesome Dove wanted to know what kind of music and what singers do we like?
Well,
she loves boy bands.
I have a very wide variety of music.
Yeah, so do I.
I can go from country boy bands to heavy.
She likes the heavy stuff. I can't get into the heavy stuff.
I love heavy music.
Stuff that sounds like rah, 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 rah.
No, I don't like the growling, but everything before the growling, yes, I have.
Oh. I'm trying to pick out like one person right now. I like Bruno Mars.
Oh.
Like a recent person.
That little man is so good looking. He can sing too.
Yeah, I like some Bruno Mars. Pink. I'd love to see her in concert. Who else do I like? I love so many different people. And there's so many like Christian contemporary groups that I really like that you probably all have never heard of. But I haven't listened to that a whole lot lately, but I could still jam out to it. I liked a lot of ska bands of Christian variety back in the day.
I like some Christian bands too.
I've seen many in concert. Many Christian bands in concert.
Yeah.
I used to go to the festival.
I saw a few, and now I've seen more secular than I have Christian.
Yeah.
But
Switchfoot, they were a big Christian band, and then they went secular to where they switched over. They were really nice guys. I got to talk to them, along with Third Day, who were very nice guys too. We're just all nice people. Who would you say has been the nicest, kindest musician, singer that you've met?
I would say, and you all are gonna laugh, but AJ from the Backstreet Boys. He was so sweet. Him and Gene Simmons were both very sweet. But AJ, he was very sweet. Just, I'm a fat girl, as if you can't see that.
No.
But the thing about it is you always see musicians flock to the skinny, slutty girls. But that's not what he did. He left them in the dust and came over to me, and we were talking and just talking about everything. And I had a shirt on that he was like, I can't even remember what it was.
Did you see them at a bowling alley somewhere at the south side of Indy?
Yeah, no, we wanted to, but we couldn't. They wouldn't let us in. They rented it for the night.
So I knew there was something to do with the bowling alley, because you told me that they were there.
We were trying to see them, and they went on the go-karts and stuff, but they had all their entourage
security
with them that wouldn't let us.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was probably the nicest.
Who would you say was the hardest person you got to meet, but you finally got to see him because you were sneaky? Korn?
Yeah.
Was that the one?
Korn and Rob Zombie.
Is that the one you hid in the bushes?
Yeah.
Oh. Gotcha.
Because see, the security, they're always telling you the band is gone. And I'm like, I'm old to that story. I already know they're not. And that man told us, I said, I know they're not gone. And he said, that is the cruise bus, that they're gone. And I said, no, they're not. And he said, you better be gone or I'm going to call the police. Okay. So I went up, got in the bushes, and I waited till I saw corn come out, and then I just my fat ass just took off running. And then I got to meet corn.
Were you by yourself?
No, it was me and my friend Az.
You were both in the bushes?
Yeah.
Oh.
She didn't want to be in the bushes because she didn't want to go to jail.
But you're like, we're staying
I
in the
said,
bushes.
we're not going to go to jail. I've done this before. Not the bushes, but you know. And then right after that, Rob Zombie came out. We followed him to his hotel. And then we got out and we met him in the
lobby.
And then we talked to him for a few minutes. And yeah, that was a good day.
Sounds like a good day.
It was a good day.
Why were Rob Zombie and Korn playing together?
Yeah, they were playing together.
But now if you mention Paul Stanley.
Man, he is...
You'll have to tell that story on your channel.
Yeah, I'll tell that story because there's another story that comes along with it that scared the crap out of me.
Really? Do I know that story?
Yeah, I'll tell you after we get off.
Okay. But we've been on here almost exactly 11 and a half minutes now. So we're getting ready to take her home here in a few.
Yes.
Be driving some more.
Driving some more.
And then me and Dad will be home this evening.
And I promise you, I will try to do this.
Yes.
For you guys.
I'm giving you the evil eye.
Give me the stink eye.
Yeah. How much stuff you going home with?
Oh my gosh.
Our van is easily twice as full going back as
I don't even know.
Yeah.
There's food, there's clothes, there's food and clothes.
Mainly that's all the extras. But a lot of them.
A lot of it.
And then we were sitting in Larry's garage and he was giving her tomatoes and peppers and maple syrup and a garlic press and garlic and he goes, do you need some brass staples? Do you need a chainsaw?
He was drunk by this point. Do you need? And he just kept looking in his garage.
Looking around.
It was funny. We should have got some of that on video.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Then Larry and Dad would start fighting and they'd get in the chair together and I was waiting for them to both go.
Oh, what I was waiting for is that chair to break with both of them in it.
Yeah, it was comical.
It was rather funny.
But now we're going to shut up because we're on 13 minutes. Okay,
Yes.
bye.